Hey folks, welcome along to part 2 of our video tutorial series where we're learning how to create a multi-level maze game using MakeCode Arcade. In the previous video we got as far as setting up our maze. Let's just play it and I'll talk you through it. We got as far as setting up our maze. So as I go for a bit of a walk around here, you can see all the walls set up. We can't run through them. Okay, it looks pretty good. We've got the camera following us as well as we work our way through the maze. I've also got a little player working, so we can actually move left, right, up and down, and our player is animated. He actually moves the correct way, or faces the correct way that he's moving. We also got a start position and an end position. They're not working yet, but they are in there. And a little timer was up the top as well, giving us 30 seconds to complete that level. If we didn't get finished in the 30 seconds, it would be game over. Okay, so that's as far as we're up to. What we're going to be doing in this video is learning how to create collectible items. So we're going to add a heap of coins around the page that we can collect to earn ourselves some extra points. And we'll also have a look at activating that exit from level 1, which will take us through to level 2. Alright, so let's get started by heading over to our tile map here. Okay, we're going to do a bit of work with the tile map here. In the previous video, you would have been in the gallery section over here using some of the different gallery items to create your map. What we're going to be doing now is going to the left of the gallery where it says My Tiles, and we're going to create a new tile of our own here by pressing that little plus sign. I want you to grab the color black. So that's the color of the background in our maze. It must be black and match the color of the background in your other tile map there. And using the pencil tool up the top there, I just want you to slap one dot in the middle of the page. Simple as that. And click on Done. Okay, that seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Just one little dot. But what that little dot is going to do, it's going to act as a placeholder for where we want all the different coins to appear around our page. So what we need to do now with this little dot selected is go around our page and work out where we want the coins to spawn when we start this level. So everywhere that I'm clicking, you'll see a little black dot and a transparent background come up. Okay. That's looking pretty good. I'll stick a couple up there. And might put a whole row of them down here. There we go. That's probably enough coins. But I know it looks ugly now, but in a moment these little black dots will be removed from the game. They'll basically be replaced by a little gold coin. Okay, and I'll show you why we use these little black dots in just a moment. So we'll click on Done. And what we'll do now is bring our coin into the game. So we're going to do it a little bit different to usual. We're going to go to the loops option here and drag out a new block of code that says for element value of list, do this. Okay, a little bit confusing, but once we get a bit more code in, I'll be able to explain it to you a little bit better. Okay, we need to get rid of this word list first of all, so just pick it up and drag it out of the way. Okay, it says for element value of, and what we're going to replace in that empty slot there now is from our scene option here. In the scene drawer, go all the way to the bottom and choose the third last block of code that says array of all locations. Okay, and we're creating something called an array, which is just a list of items. And basically what we're going to be doing, if we click on that little picture there, just select the black dot you put in before. What it's going to do now in this little block of code is it's going to look through all those placeholders we put in before in the tile maps, all those little black dots where we want the coins to go. And it's going to get the location of each of those and store those values in a list. Okay, in a moment we're going to replace all the items in the list with a coin sprite. So let's do that now. We just set up our coin sprite like we always do. So come over here and set up a new variable called coin and choose the sprite from your gallery that looks like this. So you've got this big yellow coin here. Click on Done, and the kind is going to be a kind points. You'll need to add a new kind in to do that. I've already actually done that before making this video, so there it is there. So set coin to sprite that, and it's going to be of kind points. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we are going to replace all those black dots now with the coin. Okay, if I just run my program now, you can get a bit of an idea of what it looks like. We've actually got all those black dots hidden around the page at the moment, and we've got a random coin spawning in the middle of the page. It's basically because we've spawned a coin but haven't told it where to go yet. So let's tell it where it needs to be positioned. We're going to do that by going to the scene option here, and we're going to scroll down to the tile map operations, I think it is, and we're going to choose the first one here that says place my sprite on top of the tile map column 0 and row 0. We actually need to get rid of this tile map column and row section and just replace it with the word value. So just grab that little block value there and drag it over the top and it will just replace it. So your line should say place coin on top of value. So remember, the value is just a list of all the locations where those black dots were positioned on our tile map. It's going to take those positions and replace them with a coin over the top. Okay, if you run your simulator now, you'll actually see that in action. I'll go for a bit of a walk and you can see all the coins exactly where I wanted them. I can't interact with those coins at the minute. Okay, I can look at them, I can walk through them, but I can't actually collect them. And they're not animated yet either, so they are a bit dull. So what we'll do next is just animate those coins and then we'll look at collecting them. So the animation is done the same way as always. Just go to your animation drawer and pull out the animate coin section. So make sure you're on coin. The frames we're going to use to animate our coin come from this little animation here. And we'll click on done. The speed at which these coins will be spinning, I want it at about 100 milliseconds. And the loop needs to be turned on so the coins are always spinning around in circles. Okay, if you have a look at your simulator there now, you can see the little coins are spinning around in circles on a loop. Okay, so that looks good. Coins are in the game. Well, let's see if we can interact with them now. And what we're going to do is make in a collision event or an overlap event between the player and the coins. Okay, so what we'll do is we are going to go to our sprites like usual when we want to put in an overlap event. And we're going to say on sprite of kind player, when they overlap or run into another sprite of kind points, we're going to do a few things. We're going to play a sound. So this is going to be the sound that the computer makes when we collect the coin. Let's go with this jump sound. And also change our score by 1. And we will destroy the other sprite as well. So where it says destroy the boy, we're going to replace it with other sprite. So grab the red other sprite and drop it on top of boy there. Okay, and you can remove the boy sprite from that block of code. So basically saying there, when our player overlaps or runs into another sprite with the kind points, we'll play a little sound just to show we've collected the coin. We'll add 1 to our score and then we'll destroy that particular coin so we can no longer collect it. Let's give that a test run and make sure that's looking okay. We'll see if it's working. Yeah, it's good. I'll turn some volume up here. Yeah, we've got a sound. We're getting points. Looks good to me. Okay, let's have a look at getting this exit down the bottom here working as well now. We need to make that interactive, so when we land on that, we go through to level 2. I'll just stop that from going. Okay, one thing we haven't done yet is actually set up level 1's name. If we go to our tile map here, okay, you can see down the bottom it says level 1, and that's about the extent of it. So what I'm going to do is in this on start section somewhere, where can we put it? We can probably put it at the top actually, or near the top. I'm going to go into variables here, and what I want to do is make a new variable called level. Click OK, and we're going to set the level to 1. Okay, I've mentioned it briefly before, but variables, I like to consider them like a bucket of information that you can put stuff into the bucket, you can take stuff out of the bucket, you can modify what's in that bucket. Okay, and in this case, well, it's basically like it's storing something in there. It's helping the computer remember something. So in this case, it's going to be remembering which level we are currently on. So when we start our game, we start on level number 1. Okay. Then as the game goes on and we have a collision with that little door at the end of the game, we want to switch this level to 2. So we'll take the information out of the bucket that says number 1 and we'll replace it with information that says it's it's level number 2. Alright, so let's get started by, I'll just head down the bottom here, and what we're going to do is we're going to head to our scene option here. And we're going to look for the one that says on sprite of kind player and have it overlapping with a particular tile piece. And that particular tile piece we're looking for is the finish line. Okay, so what's going to happen when our player hits or overlaps the finish line? Okay, now first thing we might do is play a sound. So I'm just going to go slightly different this time and choose a power up sound and play it in the background. We will then go into our sprites here and destroy all sprites of kind, and we're going to choose points. And the reason we do that is because in level 1 all our coins are in a certain position, and then when we come across to level 2 they're going to be all in new positions. So we don't want those coins from level 1 that we leave behind to carry over to level 2. So once we finish level 1 we just wipe out the rest of the coins that we didn't collect from level 1, and then we start fresh with a new batch of coins in level 2. So that's why we destroy all kind of sprites that have the label points. Okay. Next thing we'll do is go to variables, and we're going to set the level to level 2. So remember back here at the start we started on level 1. We are now going to go and set our variable to level 2, and we're now going to create level 2 by going into our scenes here and creating a whole new tile map. So just set the tile map to, and in here is where you're going to create your brand new level. So go to My Tiles first of all, click on that black tile and use your fill bucket there to just click on the page and color it black. Then head across to the gallery, and in the dungeon section there you got all the different walls you can use. I'm going to change it up a little bit from what I did previously and use the greeny bluey colors this time instead of the pinky purple ones. Okay, so I just start with the corners like so. Remember, use the pencil tool when you're putting these in the corners. That just does one block at a time. And then you can change to the line tool if you would like, and that way you can do the nice big lines in one hit. Okay, so I'll just make my level now quickly. You don't have to sit here and watch me. And then once I finish doing it, I'll fast forward this bit, and I'll see you in just a moment once I'm all done. Alright, there we go, a bit of a weird old level, that one. You can make up your own level obviously, but that's what I'm going to run with. Don't forget to also go to the last slide of this dungeon section and put in a finish line somewhere, and also that start point at the top. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. What we'll do after we've got our maze done up is turn on this wall feature and use the fill bucket there to just start colouring in all those solid walls. Just click on them, and I'll start colouring in red, pink, whatever colour that is. And that makes them solid, which means our player cannot walk through the walls accidentally. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Don't worry about the little start and end point. They don't need to be solid pieces. And the last thing we're going to do is just go back to My Tiles and grab that little black dot from earlier and put in where you would like your coins to be positioned. Whoops, don't use the fill bucket, otherwise you'll end up like that. Use the pencil tool. Okay, so just run around and drop in some coins. There we go, that'll do me. I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to click on Done. So we've now set up our level 2 tile map. One other thing we need to do here is once we get into level 2, we need to position our boy in its new start position, which I think is the same as what we had up here. So we are going to set our boy sprite to position X and Y. Okay, so that was 40 on the X-axis and then 55 on the Y. Okay, hopefully we'll test that out in a minute just to make sure that boy starts in the right spot, but that should be it. Now that's not going to work perfectly, but let's just give it a go and see what is and what isn't working. Okay, so we start at level 1, the coins are there. We can collect the coins. Okay, and we are getting a point, so the coins seem to be working pretty well. Let's see if we can go to level 2. Yes, we can get to level 2, but there are no coins in level 2. Remember, we destroyed them all previously, so let's see if we can finish the game. Okay, we can't finish the game. That's interesting. We can get to level 2, okay, but when we go through the exit at the end of level 2, it just repeats itself, okay? So what we're going to have to do here is add in a little bit more code to this section using an if, then, else statement, just to tell the computer when we are at the end of the game. So in the logic tab here, logic drawer, sorry, we're going to grab out the if, then, else and drop it in first of all. And all that code you've got previously written can go in the top section. Okay, what we're going to do here is just write if level equals 1 is true, basically. So in logic, we'll grab the equals sign with the 2 zeros, not the 2 quotation marks, just the 2 zeros. And in our variables, we should find the word level. So if level is equal to 1, then this is what happens when we hit the finish line. We play that little happy sound, we destroy all the coins in level 1, we tick over to level 2, and jump into our new tile map, and our little boy should start up the top in that set position, which was all working well before. Okay, now when we're in level 2, we obviously don't want this to happen, we just want the game to end. So in game here, we just do game over as a win. It just shows the person has finished level 2 and has won the game. Alright, so let's see how that goes. Let's see if we can finish the game alright. So level 1 we know is looking pretty good. Coins are all collected, no worries. Okay, level 2 we're into. Still no coins, but we won't worry about them just yet. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so happy days, we can finish the game now, which is good. So let's just stop that and make it a little bit smaller, and we'll try and work out what we need to do now to get the coins working in level 2, and then we should be all done. Alright, so we're nearly done now. What I was thinking with this coin, we know that they can appear in level 1, but we haven't told them to actually appear in level 2 just yet. So what we need to do is create a section, a little chunk of code basically. It's going to be called a function. And this little chunk of code, or this little function, will only run once we are in level 2. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit fancy here. We're going to go down to the advanced part of our toolbox and look for the word functions. And we're going to make a new function up here. Okay, and that new function is going to be called level 2. And we'll just click on done. And it brings out this dark blue, bring it down the bottom here, a dark blue looking block of code, and that's the name of our function, level 2, and we just need to write in here what we want to happen once it is level 2. Okay, so we're going to start by going to the logic section here and bringing out an if-then statement. Okay, now it doesn't know that we're in level 2 just yet with this function. That's just the name of this block of code. It's like a unique name, like my name's Tim. Okay, this function is called level 2. Okay, so what we're going to do in here is just conduct one of these if-then statements to say if the level is equal to 2. Okay, so go to your variables, grab level, and if it's equal to 2. Now we can tell the computer what to do if we are in level 2. And there's a couple of things I want to do. One of them is just quickly resetting the countdown timer to 30 seconds. Oops. And the other thing I'm going to do is get the coins to appear. Okay, and that's just using this code over here. So let's just right click on the green 4 element value one and duplicate it and just drop it in over here. That'll go underneath the if then else statement, underneath the if then statement. I'll just make sure it's all good. So the value of all the black dots is going to be turned into coins. Yeah, everything should be good there. Okay, last thing we need to do, this code isn't going to run unless we tell it to run. Okay, so over here where we hit that finish line and we're changing from level 1 into level 2, this is where we can call up that function and say, hey, it's time to run the level 2 code. So if we go to functions over here in our drawer, see here is call level 2. Let's put that in just at the bottom above the else there. Okay, so after it plays the sound and it switches to level 2, it's got the new tile map. Okay, we're going to say call up this level 2 function, or this block of code, and run it. Okay, it's not going to run unless we call it up. Okay, so that's going to run once we're in level number 2. So hopefully, if we give this a test run now, we'll have our coins set up nicely in level 1, which we know they are. Oops. And there we go, level 2 now. You can see the fresh timer at the top as well, 30 seconds on the clock. And we've got all our coins in the right place. Okay, that's all I'm going to show you in this video. I think we've come a long way now in just 2 videos. Beautiful. I'll come back in the final video there just to polish things off. But for now, that is where we're at. So feel free to pause the video there and just have a look at that code. Hopefully you can see it and it's not too small. And just make sure your code is looking something like mine. Okay, I'll see you in the final video very shortly.